Hey guys, welcome to BowHunterPlanet. Today we are doing a launch conversation about Hoyt. We have Evan on from Hoyt to talk about their new 2024 lineup, talk about the launch, talk about what's going good, what maybe needs some work, or what they're doing. There's so much that happens so fast in these launches that each of these companies, it's a little bit of a struggle sometimes because there's just a lot going on, a lot of press, a lot of work, a lot of marketing. It's just a ton of stuff. So Evan, welcome to the show, my friend. How you guys doing? How you guys holding up, I guess?
But we're starting to tread water again. So head's starting to poke above the water. So we're
This
doing good, doing really
this is a
good.
big year for Hoyt in the sense that, we have new risers, we have a lot of new stuff going on the bow, a lot of new, which I'll let you speak to all that, but just a lot of new things. A new carbon bow. I mean, this has been a very exciting time to be at Hoyt right now. And if you're a Hoyt shooter or someone who's considering a Hoyt, this is a great time to look at getting a Hoyt bow right now in the marketplace. So I guess I'll let you start with the Alpha X if you want to take us through what's new on the bow overall, which is a lot, but and then maybe the specs and all that good stuff.
Yep, yep. And actually, the Alpha X, like you said, Dave, it's a brand new bow, top to bottom. It's a brand new concept from our engineering department and how we wanted to approach the design and the testing process. So we've got a brand new riser. It's the lightest tech we've had in, I mean, a number of years. Just more cutouts, just a better overall looking riser to try and drop the weight and work with better harmony when it comes to the cam, the limb, and the riser combination. So we've got new cams, new limbs, new pockets, a new riser. We've got some shifted geometries with regards to where our SL sidebar adapter mounts. We have redesigned the backside of the tech riser and actually lowered our tunnel that allows the integrate rest cord to go through. So there's a reduced amount of tension there from the VTM. We have widened our limbs. We've shortened them up. That's given us better lateral and torsional stability. So we've been able to completely get rid of limb shocks and reduce overall noise and the vibration profile in that bow. Our new HBX Exact Cam has got a 3 module family system instead of the previous 2, because we also have integrated 1/4 inch draw length adjustments into that. So we're really able to, narrow down the specific draw length range of each of those 3 modules to get better speed and efficiencies, especially for those shorter draw archers. You have 3 different let off options with that as well. So you now have a 75, an 80, and an 85% let off option with 2 different back wall adjustments. They're going to ship from us at the manufacturer in the extra hard position. And then you can actually take those mod feet off and flip them top to bottom and bottom to top and go to our hard position, which allows for approximately an extra 16th of an inch of expansion into your shot. The new pocket works in unison with the wider limb. We've actually gotten rid of that front rocker system, so we have a connection designed and machined into the pocket head itself instead of an adapter that goes on the end of that limb and then goes up into that pocket. We've redesigned the front tunnel cage, so if you shoot a Garmin zero style sight, that you have a cord coming through to a trigger mechanism. We've redesigned that section. We've changed the front to back profile of the grip so that the Alpha X and the RX8 bows have the exact same profile, so that if you're going back and forth between either bows trying to decide which one, the grip truly isn't a factor. They both have the exact grip, and now the depth or the distance from the throat of the grip to the front of the riser and how that feels is exactly the same. Um, we've added a boss or a little standoff to each of the cams, so that now when you run our new Ghost Stick 2.0, if you run it in the cam mode position, when you have that Ghost Stick and the cam is sitting on the ground, it actually has a standoff that allows that cam to sit up off the ground, so your string and your cable track is not physically in the dirt or on the concrete, so that it's not going to put any of that dirt, dust, debris, anything into your serving. The new Go sticks have 4 different positions, so you can put them in line with your stabilizers. So if you're going to go ahead and put those in a bow case, you can do that. You can run them all the way back so they're in line with your limbs and they get back into the bow for easier transport. Or you have the 2 different mode positions where you can have it in the more frontal position, that is your cam tripod. So it'll be the front of the sticks and then your cam is sitting on the ground, or you can rock those back. And depending on the length of the stabilizer that you're running, you can actually tilt that bow forward and run it on your front stabilizer as a third tripod for balance. And now your cam is actually rocked up and out of the dirt completely. So that just there's a multitude of things to cover and discuss on that, and I'm just barely scratching the surface with some of those changes.
These well, that little stand, or I don't know if you guys refer to it as a kickstand, or the little stand on the bottom of the cam is I don't think it's gotten enough attention, to be honest. I don't think people have talked about it. In fact, I was just thinking about like a reel or a TikTok video just showing that, because I don't think people really noticed it or see it yet, and I know some have, of
Yep.
course, but some, I think just general people haven't noticed it. But like, it is genius, really. It's a smart move, and it really does pair well with the Go stick. I mean, the concept, right? Because you're going to put it on the ground, you got your cam not touching that ground now your string's not touching the ground, can't get debris in there and derail or something if something was to get caught in
Yep.
there. So
Yep. And
very
it's a
cool.
great way to extend the life of your strings, and it's just it was a super simple thing to add on, and throw some testing and some numbers out around behind it, and easy to integrate into that system.
I think one of the things about the bow, the alpha, that I can't get over is that, number one, it's just you guys have done such a good job of holding to the Hoyt look, but yet
Mhm.
creating a whole new bow. I mean, realistically, it's almost a whole new bow. So
Yep.
this year I was, I was hunting part of the time with the VTM 31, and I loved it. I was shooting so good with that bow. And I was curious, like I was like, is this gonna really be similar to that? Or is it, because it is different? There's a lot of differences in those
Hmm.
bows. And I shot it just the other day. I did a pumpkin video. I do a lot of pumpkin videos. I love doing those. But like, I was shooting a pumpkin and I used the Alpha X 33. And I mean, it is lights out. Like, and there's something about the Hoyt platforms. I don't know if I shoot a lot of bows. Everybody knows that who watches our show. I shoot a lot of bows, a lot of brands. But something about the way a Hoyt locks in, I can't explain it. Like, it doesn't move. And when I fire, everything happens exactly where I think it's going to go, if that makes sense. Like, so if I put it in a little circle of a circle, I'll actually hit that circle. In other brands, I don't really hit the circle. I might hit like a little bit off or a little bit over. I don't know why that is. I feel like maybe the vital point or the way the platform is, it just maybe it's because of the extra part on the riser. I don't know what makes it so steady. I guess it's so steady. And it doesn't matter if it's the carbon or the aluminum, they both hold so well. I mean, there's a lot to say about that. And I think if people don't shoot it, they don't really understand that. And that's why I always recommend people shoot these bows. It's a
Yeah,
huge
and
deal.
I think a lot of that has to do with our engineering team. The core and the heart of them are those guys being target archers. They want to build the best possible bow that's going to point and aim and hold and execute and be forgiving, and bringing that from the target side and what they're looking for into a hunting bow. It pairs so well and has created such an incredible crossover for us to produce. Again, I'm going to be biased, but honestly, the best hunting bows on the market right now.
So what are you guys noticing as far as, first off, how's been first off, how's the reception been so far from what you guys have seen from pro shops and consumers?
It's been amazing. You always get the critics out there that well, they didn't do anything. Well, the chances are you've never shot one of our bows
I was
before,
gonna
in my
say.
opinion, and maybe you have, and you've got a bad experience somewhere in your history, and I know there's a lot of things that can be said to that, but we have seen such a tremendous outpouring of positive comments from guys that, okay, well, maybe I need to take a look at a Hoyt this year, and I've talked to a lot of shop owners that I know personally, and some of those guys have shot us in the past and have been shooting some other brands here and there in the last couple of years, and I talked to one on Tuesday night here, and he was putting together one of our bows and was just floored by the experience that he had. It's got a smoother draw cycle, so he was actually able to increase the amount of weight that he was pulling with a previous shoulder and an elbow injury. He was getting low 300 foot per second at 65 pounds in his draw length. It's like,
Wow.
it's everything that he's been looking for a hunting bow in the last couple of years. It's smooth, it's quiet, it's dead in the hand, it's fast. He was just hit it out of the park. So, and we've been hearing more and more of that the last couple of years. So,
Before we get into the carbon though, I do want to bring up this new color tombstone. This is really cool
mm-hmm.
looking. Like this is so how would you guys describe this, as like a grayish, light gray, or how would you?
Yeah, so it's a little bit lighter than the storm that we had a couple years ago. On limbs, we do have the ability now to do the Vias camo from Kuyu. That will be a limb only option, is not going to be available on a riser. And then the Tombstone were the two colors that we brought in this year.
All right, let's go on to carbon. RX8. Let's discuss this. So, what give us the? I guess let's look at the RX7 and what has changed. I guess from the 7 to the 8. Like what are we looking at here as a consumer goes to look at buying this?
Everything except for the riser has changed. Literally, that's the best way to describe it. And the biggest reason for carried over the riser and the core of that platform is we're able to maintain production efficiency numbers and not disrupt that. So when you're looking right now, if you walk into a shop, if that bow isn't immediately on the shelf that you want because of maybe you're running a half and half solid riser camo limb option, or you want a custom string color or whatever it is, right? Our lead times are 3 to 5 weeks. Previously, you're looking 4 weeks after launch, we're already at 10 to 12 weeks.
Wow.
So by not disrupting the flow of production and carrying that handle over, again, redesigned pocket, new limb, new cam system. The one thing that we have done is through our testing, we were able to drill a hole in the lower part of that riser and add a bushing to it in that lower stabilizer mounting position. And that creates our hard lock adapter mechanism to adapt with our new Ghost Stick 2.0. That bow actually got 27% quieter and 45% reduction in vibration
Wow.
from the RX7. So
Jeez.
huge, huge improvements.
But go shoot these bows. I'm telling you guys, man. It's even if you have the VTM and you're like debating to upgrade or not, I would still recommend getting in there to shoot this bow, because I'm telling you, it's a whole different bow. So if you're thinking of upgrading, this is the time. Realistically, you got a new riser, new pockets, new cams, new everything, pretty much. So, just a great time. So, Evan, man, thank you so much.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
No, yep. Pleasure, Dave. And again, if you guys are interested, again, Hoyt.com. Even before you get to your dealer, you can go on. We've got a new bow builder on our website. So you can go and take a look at each of the different models we have and play with different color schemes and setups and builds. And,
Fun.
if you go and test the bow and decide it's something you want, you can go home, build your color scheme and everything, print it off, take it right to your dealer. Easy, easy
Easy
experience.
peasy.
And all he's got to do is look at it and order exactly what you're looking for.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. We'll see you guys next time
Absolutely.
on the
Have
show.
a good one, guys.